Hello, friends. This is Chandrakant from Akulmach Technologies, and welcome to this Monday edition. It's quite chilly outside from the Indian standard, but we would like to discuss about something in the tech world. Before we start our discussion, let me invite my friend from UK, Mr. Naval Gond.
Good morning, CK. Good morning, everybody. A chilly Monday morning in January from the UK. But let's give people some good news. What's new in the tech world?
Well, Naval, there is nothing new in the tech world. I think we would like to discuss about the emerging technology in the area of communication, and it is very relevant because everyone is going on the digital platform and they are hogging all the bandwidth. So we need to do something about it, and I think 5G is the solution for it. We would like to discuss whether we are ready, especially in India, because very large population. Are we ready for 5G?
5G? Is that new? I thought we were talking about 6G now. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. We seem to be we seem to be rushing through these G's, and uh, the, you ask a really good question there. Are we ready? Not just in India, but are we ready anywhere? Are human beings ready for this? So, so let's just talk a little bit about what 5G is. We're not going to go into the techie bit about how much better latency it gets and etc etc etc. Let's just talk simplicity. It's going to be better, faster, wider, quicker, and it's as simple as that, isn't it? So anyone that's got probably any iPhone these days, you're on 4G, aren't you? Most people are on 4G, I would think.
Yes, we are on 4G and we are also on fiber optics. There is a huge fiber optics network across the country. But Naval, I would like to draw your attention to the basic fact of the transmission through the cable. And the cable transmission is more than 150 years old. The England and the US were connected using a telegraph cable. The speed is pretty much the same because you can't make electrons travel faster than what they can travel naturally. So the whole technology of 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G, and in your dreams it is 6Gs, but the whole method of increasing the speed is increasing the compression. That means if you can send more information in a smaller packet, that will give you a presumption of higher speed. So that is what the 5G is all about.
Gotcha. So we've made it really clear and simple for everyone to understand. In essence, we're just packaging things up smaller and pushing them faster. I mean, just imagine a bit of pipe and it's full of water, and your plunger is now pushing a bit faster. In essence, it's coming out of the other side faster, and that's more or less what's happening with 5G. But I'm going to throw a spanner in the works here. Okay, we've got to be ready for 5G. You know, between our ears, between these things here, we've got to be ready for it. And the question I suppose I always have is, are people ready? So, what do you think? Are they ready?
I think people are ready because as we are progressing in this decade, the need for bandwidth is going to increase for everyone. People are going to consume more and more bandwidth, and if you compare the 3G, which was like few years back, the speed of transmitting 1 gigabit or gigabyte per second was probably equivalent to uh, 20 gigabytes in 4G, and 5G is going to be 10 times or 20 times faster than 4G. So you can imagine, as it is on 4G and on the fiber network that is available right now in India specifically, we are watching all the TV programs, and the dish antennas are already become obsolete. So everything is running through the network. Your TV, your video conferencing, a lot of these applications are coming through the 4G platform that we have. And I think we are all ready. World over, people are now consuming more and more bandwidth, and they need 5G.
Oh, I think we do need 5G. And the interesting thing is, of course, we're ready. We can accept a tremendous amount of information and discard what we don't feel is relevant. We can we're the more aware we are, the more information actually we can move through our brain. This has because the brain is probably the most powerful PC in the world still. And in some respects, 5G is just trying to keep up with it, trying to process that data as fast as possible for us and make it clearer so that we can understand it. So, are we ready? Yes, of course we are. But the next question is, are we really ready? Are we into the digital arena? Because what we're seeing all the time is that people are lagging behind. I mean, if you remember, CK, when videos came out, when YouTube was coming into the world, we're sort of 15 years later, a bit longer perhaps, and still people are not making videos. They're not putting their company out into this digital arena. They're almost frightened, actually, to use the digital media that we've currently got. And now with 5G, it's going to be faster. So, what have we got to do? What have people got to do to really get themselves over that little hurdle? It's not a brick wall, it's not 50 foot high in front of you, it's just a little hurdle. What have we got to do to get over that hurdle?
In order to answer your question, let me break it down into three elements here. Number one is, let's understand 5G in a bit, in more detail. See, the 5G can be classified into three different segments, which is low end, medium end, and high end. I'm just using simple words. I'm not using things like low band, medium band, and high band. I'm just using low end, medium, and high.
Yeah, we need to keep it simple.
Right, right. So the whole point is that if your low band is basically having lower frequency, and as you go higher, the frequency increases, and with every increase in frequency, the range decreases. It's a simple mathematical formula. I don't want to bore the viewers right now, but the thing is that if higher frequency, that means the wave of transmission will be lower. So in 5G, as it is, it's quite high speed, but then your lower end will have a better reach to people, and that is what in country like India we would need. And in the low end segment, it can be rolled out to all the mass users like mobile users or Soho users and so on. But if you are in a factory scenario and you want to use your network for surveillance and those kind of things and controlling the human traffic affecting the floor of the factory, etc., you need slightly more complex solution, and that would require more high speed. So you can go in with a medium range 5G, and the really high end of the spectrum is very high frequency, where you can actually transmit real time data, maybe military purpose or maybe used in oceanographic satellite. This high end machinery may use the 5G, and all of these different segments of 5G will require different mindset, different customer base. The use of low end will be very prevalent. And let me tell you, Naval, India is already preparing to launch 5G in the lower segment in next 6 months. The Ministry of Broadcasting has already asked the telco operators to come up with a plan, and that has brought up a new legal system to be discussed right now, which is distribution of airwaves, which are going to use the 5G. So I think that is the actual rollout being discussed right now, where how these airwaves and frequencies which are used for the lower band of 5Gs are being discussed.
I've got you. And obviously, as we've learned over time, when these new Gs come around, so from 3G to 4G, there was a change in infrastructure. From 4G to 5G, there's an even bigger change in infrastructure, hugely more expensive, which is meaning that a lot of people are having to collaborate a lot more, which I think is probably good news. So, but going back to some basics now, we need to be getting people to be comfortable with this ever changing technology and being aware that things are happening, but actually embracing it. Because I hear a lot of negative talk about 5G towers being put next to your house and it's causing one group actually said it caused COVID. I mean, it was the primary cause for COVID. I mean, it's quite crazy, really. However, we've got to get people out of all these myths and to recognize that technology changes and we need to embrace technology. And indeed, your platform, CK, is all about embracing technology. So, what we need to do is to get people to realize that technology isn't a bad thing. It's progress. It's not going to fry your brain. It's not going to do all these things that people seem to be saying to stop technology moving forwards. I mean, obviously, we need to take um, we need to recognize that these things will change the atmosphere. But remember, we've had shortwave, medium wave, and long wave radio for years and years. And in many respects, this is just the next progression. So, what would you say to people that aren't in this digital arena now? Because that's fundamentally where the problem comes. We're built to be ready, but we're not going and taking that step. So, what do we need to be saying to these people out there?
I think we have to be very positive, considering that when some scientists do some research and telecommunication expert come out with a solution, they will do a thorough test before they roll these out. And as per the tests being done on human beings, so far the extent of radiation coming from the 5G is probably 1,000 times lower than the radiation which is coming every day from sun. So I don't think this is all fake news and myth that 5G is going to create some sort of cancerous inducement into your body, maybe fry your brain, because we are already bombarded by so many different kinds of radiation from outer space. From in fact, people don't even talk about sound pollution. That can be more harmful than 5Gs. So that is my opinion. And going back to the towers, I think. Very soon when Wi-Fi comes in a big way, or Elon Musk promoted Starlink comes in a big way, probably we will not need the tower also. The tower of these mobile networks will be thing of the past, because you don't need to transmit high megahertz through tower, but you will actually have connectivity to your mobile through Wi-Fi systems or a Starlink, which is 400 kilometers above your head.
We're moving into what really is the 21st century. And I think what we need to be doing is encouraging people just to take that first step. Go and look. Go and question your questions. So if you've got an issue around, will 5G give more radiation? Well, think about the radiation arena, as you quite rightly said, CK. We get more radiation from the sun than we do from 5G. And we know how harmful the sun can be if you don't put sun cream on. So, consequently, look at where you are in your world. Don't take everyone's, don't go and listen to the big professors and the the large influences around the world, because they'll probably lose you. And if they do lose you, all it does is put more doubt into your mind. So take the baby steps. Go online, Google it, look at what's being said by the official sites, those that really are trying to explain things to you. I mean, any fool can make it complicated. But what we need to do is make this simple. On a slightly different note, lighter note, we're talking about 5G here. I would just like to get to the end of my road and have a phone signal. I mean, that's how crazy it is. I can be on a major road in the UK and I can have no connectivity whatsoever. The only thing I've got is old style radio. And even with some of those, I've actually lost the signal. So even though we're progressing here at a very fast rate, we're still actually not picking up those blind spots. And the reason I say this is in business, we got blind spots. And what we need to do is cover off those blind spots. We need to find out where they are and then cover them off. But it's been a great discussion with you today, CK. 5G is almost a thing of the past, actually, because people are already talking about 6G. And no doubt, the real scientists out there, they're all thinking about 7G. Maybe 7G is the star network. Who knows? But it's been a pleasure as ever speaking with you. I hope you have a great week. Hope everyone else has a great week.
Thank you so much, Neville. In fact, with regard to the higher network speed, I think we are all hogging the network bandwidth, and we need the solution very badly. Um, and the way it is being rolled out, in fact, within 6 months, there will be first trial of 5G to be rolled out. And these are all real 5G. That means 10 to 20 times faster than the current 4G speeds that we get. So we already get 150 megabytes per second. It will be in gigabytes, So you can imagine the power of 5G. And as it is with 150 megabyte speed, the entire devices in homes and in offices are running on the 4G right now. That means all your TV and all the dish antennas are gone, and all the programs are coming through OTT platforms or through Wi-Fi. So the world has changed quite a bit. I think we are ready for 5G. We will go ahead. I will keep coming back on this subject, Naval, because in 6 months' time there will be a probable pilot rollout in India from an Indian telecom operator. We are not going to buy anything from China or any other place. From an Indian operator, homegrown 5G will be started as a pilot in 5 to 6 months.
Fantastic news. Homegrown 5G. I've got a little test actually before we close. If anyone's really listening out there, okay, look up the speed of 5G and compare it to the speed of transmission in your brain. See if you can find out, Google, what's the speed of transmission in your brain. You might be quite surprised.
It's a very good exercise, Naval. I think I already know the answer, but I'll keep quiet. I'll have audience to address those. So viewers, write to us with your answers, and we will include you in our next episode with Naval Kunti.
Good stuff. Have a good week, say CK.
Thank you, Naval, and see you tomorrow with something more interesting.
Bye-bye.
Bye.